Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pies Presser. Tonight, we'll have a closer look, a bit of a deep dive into the structure of our list in 2025 and how that may look in 2026. From there, we'll quickly divert our attention to the predicted 23 along with the injury report. It's time to talk all things black and white. Good evening, all. I hope we are all super well. Welcome. Stefanos, Mark, Manny, Benny, MD. I hope we're all super well. We get the injury report. It came in about half an hour ago. I went through the task of laying out what our list looks like right now. There's been a lot of talk in the media world about the list squeeze that we have and the contracts, potential retirements, delistings, incoming players. But I want to show you on paper how it looks from a pragmatic sense. We can say this player contract that, this player delist that, retire that. But how does that look in the grand scheme of things? It's a big, complicated picture. And we're probably not going to be able to grasp how complicated that is with this picture alone. But I hope it gives you a better idea and maybe it will enlighten you and help you realize how difficult it can be to predict the future, as some would say. So I went through this today and this is what I've come up with. Let's go here, list. All right. LAB, welcome. AA, how are you? Shane, welcome. Guys, what have I done here? What have I done? I've put together the entire list, essentially. And we'll talk about the colors that you're seeing. But also, of course, I want you to let me know. Which one is this? One moment. Go this way here. I also want to know if there's any missing pieces that you think I should look to include in the future, okay? So, of all the players in orange are players who are yet to receive a contract for next year or are sitting on a contract offer, like a Jamie Elliott, like a Brody Myercheck. Nora and Manny, we'll talk about the list, and then we'll get to the predicted 23. It's only Tuesday. We're going to calm our jets a little bit. Let's keep one eye on the future for a moment. We'll let the players focus on the here and now. We'll visit this, and then we'll get right back to... We'll get back to it all very shortly. We'll do the predicted 23 together. We'll get through the injury report. We'll go through the permutations of who will and who might. Bobby Hill, yes. Bo McCreary, maybe. Let's see. Pommy, mate, this is all you, brother. This is all you. This is pretty much an emulation of what you put together last year, except not in an Excel spreadsheet. So I appreciate you, brother. So shout out to Pommy because this is all his work, really. He laid the foundations for what we're seeing right now, although I'm just using it on Canva. No word on Rory Laird at the tribunal just yet, I believe. But look, this is in the video I posted earlier today. This is where we got to, okay? So we looked at things like who's coming in through the draft, who's going to be delisted, who's going to be a potentially player that retires. We looked at the national draft. We looked at maybe Saxena coming in through the national draft. We also looked at a world where maybe he goes through the rookie draft. And then we make adjustments there. So, guys, let's make this a interactive little session. Pommy, mate, if you want to stick around, give us a hand. This is where we landed in the video. There was another variation with Saxena being a rookie, but we're going to do this together now because maybe I missed something. Yasu Yani, welcome. Koch, if you're watching as well. Yasu Costa, RJ, Pommy paving the way. Absolutely, mate. Cochrane's name. Yeah, it's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? Cochrane. Anyways, let's try get stuck into this. So, what are the basic frameworks that we need to understand here? At the end of the year, we must make 3 changes to the list. And that can come through retirement, delistings, national draft, so on and so forth. Okay, rookie listing, all that sort of stuff, yeah? What else do we need to know? You can have up to 38 players on the primary list. We currently have 36, which means we can have up to 8 rookies. If we were at 38, we could only have 6 rookies. Rookie A's, that is, right? So And then the other one is we can have a rookie B, up to 2 rookie Bs, which is sort of on a list of its own. And that one player is Will Parker-Doman, although I believe a certain Will Parker has hit a clause in his contract that will see his contract extended into the next year. Now that might mean we have to move him onto the primary list and work around that way. We have piss all in draft picks. We enter the draft in the second round. So fortunately, the McGuans of the world shouldn't fall in the first round. So that saves us. McCarthy, however, will definitely be in the first round. He was invited to the National Combine where they do the athletic testing. Four clubs or more nominated to see McCarthy there. So that's what we'll see. And old mate Jai Saxena did not get an invite to any state combine or national combine, but that can happen with NGAs who are going to be sliders anyway. So we could see Jai, or Je, however you want to pronounce his name, come in by way of a rookie draft potentially. And then Silvani, outside of these players, everything else is speculation, right? So Silvani is a player who is in the eyes of the Collingwood recruitment team, so we'll keep him here. So what we need to do, first off the bat, is if we hypothetically, we'll start with McCarthy and McGuan, okay? These guys are going to come through the national draft, and players in the national draft cannot be put on the rookie list. Therefore, we need to make room in the primary list. So what we'll do here, straight away, for the sake of this exercise, we'll put Cox as a D-list / retirement, and McRae will probably be a D-list as well. That makes space for a McGuan and a McCarthy on the primary list. We don't have to change this right now. This still stands at 36, okay? So we'll leave that as is. What else should we consider? Silvani, if he's to come through, will also need to come through onto the primary list. So could we see a Tom Mitchell maybe not retire? He has expressed his desire to play on in 2026, but maybe it's a delisting potentially, depending how the rest of his season goes, of course. And then what we will do from here is we'll need to look at another player. Well, we just did that, so that's Tom Mitchell. Silvani in, bang. So the primary list stands at 36, okay? If we want to get Saxena into the team, say through the rookie draft, which is something that's very real, that can happen, we can chuck him for the moment. This is where we get a little bit tricky, right? We go Saxena here as a rookie, okay? I'll try to keep my eye on the chat, guys, but I need to concentrate on this one because I can lose my train of thought, and I need to keep an eye on all the numbers as I move things along the way. But questions in the chat, I'll try revisit them, guys. So just keep that in mind, okay? I think, guys, as I mentioned, I think Rook Parker has hit a clause in his contract, so he will need to be put onto the primary list, which means could that mean maybe you could see a world where Will Hoskin-Elliott retires or gets delisted? That's a simple one there. Parker gets onto the list in that way. We currently have 45 players on the list, though. We need 44. That's the maximum capacity that your list can hold. The reason why we're over the limit is because we have long-term injuries in McInnes and Harvey Harrison. So another simple delisting could be Charlie Dean. And then that 45th spot is now gone. Oh, so we can get rid of that, can we? We'll leave that there. So those are the potential players that we could see outgoing. Just trying to see here. So we've got 44 players. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And Markov might be spared. Markov delisted. Will Hoskin-Elliott a rookie. So we could see this then, if that's the case. Yeah, could do that. What else, guys? What are some other hypotheticals you see that could pan out in the off-season? Bearing in mind, we could be after another free agent, potentially, right? And there's no name to it, but I'm just saying in a world where we go for another free agent, maybe we leave a spot open. See, the thing is, right, if we get a free agent, we put them on the primary list, we'll need to rookie someone here. We'll need to rookie someone who's out of contract. And I can't see anyone that's not a rookie that would be rookied here. So what does that mean, guys? What does that mean? Help me out, guys. What does that mean? If we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players, if we need to make a space on the primary list, it means we might need to... I guess we could delist AJ. Like, AJ is probably going to be delist as well, right? Oscar Allen, Checkers and Elliott have not re-signed. So there's that as well, yeah? That's all well and good, making space. I guess if we're getting rid of rookies, then we don't have to worry about making more space on the primary list, because we can have 38. So then we can leave a space here on the primary list, which takes us to... Where are we at? Hold on, one moment. Where are we here? So right now, let's do some quick maths, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rookies. So that's where it would stand right there. And then we have 36. So that takes us to 42. So we potentially have 2 primary slots available for other free agents potentially. The A means they're a rookie. They're a rookie A. They're a rookie A. Rick says we won't pick up Je. We have too many small forwards and he isn't quick enough. Okay, so in that world, he stays there. Yeah. Maybe we keep Will Hoskin-Elliott on as a rookie. Can you rookie Will Hoskin-Elliott though? Can you rookie Will Hoskin-Elliott? So that still leaves us with 6 rookies, 36 on the main list, leaving 2. Pommy says, with the Bo reports and the Naz noise, could you see you including Bo and being the beneficiaries of a trade with the Port? See, this is where we're playing 4D chess here, Pommy. So you bring in 2 different clubs, a Port and a Saints. I suppose we could probably, given the value put on pressure forwards these days, you could probably swindle Port Adelaide for a first round draft pick, which would help us. So I'm assuming it's a Naz to Port, Bo to Port, and then St Kilda give us like a Wilkie or a Windhager. Is that what you're suggesting? Something like that, that of a triangle? Spell it out to me, Pommy. I know you've got it. I know you've got it on the top of your mind. Spell it out for me, because I see what you're saying, but I want you to map it out exactly. Bo to Port, Naz to Port, St Kilda give Collingwood picks, or a pick, or so Port give us a pick, and then we give that pick to St Kilda for a Windhager or a Wilkie, something of that sort, right? Port don't have any picks. Bo is contracted, yes. That is real. Bo is contracted, but so is Dan Houston, yeah? So this is the hypothetical world we're living in right now. So think about that, guys. Piss off Alan, Jay-Z. Manny says Bo's ungettable. Just saying. What if he does want to go home? What if he does want to come home? Who knows? But look, there's so many variables, yeah? Don't forget, international rookie Alex Condon. Condon won't be on the list. He's going to be in the NBA, it seems. Something along the lines of Naz and a second round 2025. Port give 2 future firsts. You give Bo. There you go. So there's definitely a few there's a few deals that Collingwood would entice if Bo was to. I don't know if Bo would demand a trade, request a trade home. I think similar to the Dan Houston situation, where Dan didn't exactly publicise that he wanted to leave Port, but close enough to the point where changes will be made. Markov has to go. Yeah, so we got Markov, AJ, and McRae all on the D list here. I wouldn't trade him, but with 2 futures being allowed to be traded, you can just cheat into a deal. So that's the thing, guys. Bear in mind, we can now trade futures well in advance. So for a Port, for example, most other clubs will have access to their current first-round pick and 2 first-round picks in the following year. So that's 3 first-round picks that most clubs, if they haven't traded away some of their first-round picks already, will have access to, which will give us that flexibility, like Pom says, to sort of cheat our way into an auspicious negotiation for one Bo McCreery. Bo won't play until he leaves. He plays over 100 games. Bo won't leave until he plays over 100 games. Anyways, there's so many pictures we can paint. This was the one we did earlier. Will Hoskin now that we could delist. So yeah, so I've got him here, Pom. I've got Pom here in the rookie list here. And that leaves us 2 primary spots for potential other free agents. We haven't even really spoken about what it would look like if we brought a player in through a trade. That's where it gets really messy. So we won't go there yet. We'll talk about it like we have with Bo. But yeah, that's when it gets really messy, doesn't it? This is sort of a rudimental level of it all, to be fair. Fly wants players. Defenders would be nice. Yeah, I just don't know how real the Wilkie and the Windhagers of the world, how real that conversation is just for now. Just for now. I think we need to get closer to assembling our list before we get to all those hypotheticals. But there's conversations there, isn't there? All right. So this is where are we now? We're here. That's where we are now. This is where we can go. There's a world there, and there's a world there that we've done. So I'll leave those hypotheticals. I'll leave those ones. We'll change this. So this is 42. We have 42 players with the space of 2 players on the primary list. I'm delisting Swap. I love myself, attention seeker, flog, Luke, and trading in Pommy for a future first. I have no idea what you're trying to say there, Milkshakes. Pies a week without Bo. I mean, I feel like we're still scratching the surface of the potential. We're scratching the surface of a potential, the potential of what Bo McCreary could bring to the club. If he can get his hammies right, what he could do in a centre bounce would be crazy. Pommy, remember, Jai is NGA, so legally you can pre-list him as a Cat B post-draft. Okay, so there's another one, right? So we can literally just add, bang, because it's basically on a list of its own. We can do this. Put him here, and he won't count, will he? Is that right? He's on a list of his own. So we can put him there as a category B. So that won't take up any space on the rookie A, and it won't take up any space on the primary list. And it doesn't affect what we do with these 2 slots, right? So technically we're at 43 here, yeah? We're on 43, Pom, but that rookie B doesn't count. Is that right? That rookie B doesn't count to the total 44. Can you confirm? Yeah, Doug Kerr, potentially. Probably needs, he'd probably be coming from a long way back, and he's played some good games in the Coates Talent League. Am I right, Pom, with Jai not taking up a spot? So up to 44, but he wouldn't count inside that, would he? Yeah, so we have the same with Gresham. NJ counts as an overseas player now, so basically allows you to double dip without a list spot. Beautiful. So there you go. That's really handy to know. Saxona won't take up a list spot. It's a free hit, as Pom said. Okay. All right, let's move into the injury report, and then we'll do the predicted 23. All right, let's go here. Share screen. All right. Injury update as of 5:03 p.m. Bobby Hill has returned to training after missing round 22 due to illness. Hill's availability will be assessed later in the week. Please, Bobby, please play. Please play. He was at training today. If he's healthy, if he's not sick anymore, play him. It's do or die. It's now or never. We need him now, not next week. Simple as. It does include... Okay, 44 does include the rookie B. It just doesn't count to cap space. That's right. Okay. All right. So we're at 43 then, but it doesn't affect our salary cap. Okay, understood. Beautiful. Love that. That's what we got Pommy here for. Rod Ali, not too sure. Maybe VFL next year. Bo McCreary has returned to full training following his hamstring injury. His availability will be assessed later in the week. Good news. Good news. Hopefully he gets through main training on Thursday, and that will be that. Howie in concussion protocol. Saw him running today at training, which is good. That's our list. Any VFL to come? Maybe Charlie West plays late in the finals. Unlikely. Ryan looks like he's done. Smith done. TJ done. Sullivan done. Yeah, 36, 6 and 2. Okay, yeah, 44. All right, got you. Who are your rookie Bs, Pom, at Carlton? Don't think it counts as we have Condon on a rookie B. The thing is, Josh, I don't think Condon will be on our list at the end of the year because he'll be playing in the NBA, or at least he'll be pursuing the NBA. That's the word. Haven't heard his name in a long while though. All right, let's go to predicted 23. Let's do this now. Let me get down to predicted 23. So guys, as you know, I'll do my introduction for the predicted 23 so I can upload this after. So bear with me. All right. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the predicted 23 for the do or die clash between the Pies and the Crows at our second home, Adelaide Oval. It seems like we could get some speed injected back into the side. Bobby at training today. He will be assessed. Bo McCreary at training today. Needs to get through main training on the Thursday. And then it's all chips in. Jeremy Howe out with concussion. We know that. This is it, guys. You're never going as bad as you think you are, and you're never going as good as you think you are. We can turn it around. We have the experience there. We turned it around late last year. This stinks like 2002 going into that final series. This stinks of that game going to Perth against West Coast in 2020, that elimination final. Let's manifest that energy, yeah? Let's do it, okay. Darcy Moore, big game, brother. I've got Darcy Moore on all the pre-games, the post-games. I'm bringing all the energy to Darcy this week. Come on, mate. Come on, son. Quaynor, David King had a little bit of a swipe at Quaynor in his first crack. I thought that was a bit unwarranted. He said, I don't know if he's an interceptor or if he's a ball distributor. I think Quaynor's been good this year. Certainly much better than he was last year. But anyways, that's just me. I'm not sure if you guys see it all the same way. Frampton, given the mulligan after that tough week, everyone was bad. He was exposed in the back line. Frampton is a back shoulder defender. You ask him to run back to goal and chase players on the lead, good luck. Good riddance. Perryman, Valiant. Perryman, Valiant, along with Quaynor, along with Bruzzy. Where are you, Bruz? Here we go. The Bruzmeister, he's there. And then Houston. Just have to keep persisting. Do we see him on a wing? Does he remain at halfback? We'll find out on Saturday. Only choice is to keep playing him. Crisp, little bit down on form. Can turn it around. He's done it before. Had a shocker start to last year. Was made the sub. He was made the sub against Brisbane early last year and bounced back. So he has that resilience in him. And then Sidey on the other side. I'd like to see Sidey feature more in the midfield. His best footy this year has been on ball. With the right mix-up in the midfield, I think maybe Tom Mitchell and Ned Long has been impeding the thought to inject Sidey into centre bounce, but I'm hoping we get more of that. Same goes for Crisp. I want to see Crisp more in the middle. I think he's sacrificed too much on the wing at times. I think his best footy is played in the middle as well. Just get the mix up right. Pendles, season 21 next year. DC, pretty much just coming out in solidarity earlier this week, signing the dotted line in a time of adversity. I think what a great showing by these two lads, yeah? So let's bring that heat for them in times of need. DeGoey, keep building on the game he had against Brisbane and Hawthorn. The positive was he looks like he has his power back. He looks like in moments he can break the game open. We just need more continuity in his game. And then also Nick Dacos. What do you guys think? Do we see Nick Dacos at half back? Do we see him in the middle more? Do we see him in the forward line? What are we saying? What do we need from Nick Dacos against a Crows side? Do we just need Nick to strut his stuff in the midfield, or when he does get rotated, is it in the forward line, is it in the back line, or is it everything else? Is it everything? Do we see him in 3 different positions? Is that to his detriment? What else do we have here? Cox, your name is in consideration because McStay, where are you, buddy? We just have to play McStay in the back line. He'll start on the bench just for the sake of this one, yeah? He has to play in the back line. With those 3 tools, it's a non-negotiable, which is why, guys, Coxie in. Coxie in. Let's see it. Let's see it. We haven't seen it all year. But we know what he's capable of when he gets his tail up. So that's what we need from him. McCreary, welcome back. Membry, come on, son. Myercheck. Jamie, we need a big game from Jamie. Big game from Jamie is needed. And Shooter just been an absolute soldier for us this year. Absolute soldier for us this year. Lots of respect. Ned Long, consideration. Who else is here? That's not Titch. I've still got Tom Mitchell in. I've got Tom Mitchell over Ned Long at the moment for this game. For this game. Who else is here? Jeremy Howe's out with the concussion. Would you look at rotating Houston at the wing like Finals Port did? That was all the hype when we were linked that we saw him more aggressive than a halfback and float. Yes. Yeah, I think we have to move this magnet into the wing at some point. And then, yeah, can we see the Daykai strut their stuff off the half-back line? Can definitely see that happening, absolutely. Who else is in consideration? Ed Allen, I think. Rowan Steele to a certain extent. Lipinski keeps his spot. Will Hoskin Elliott. I'm not sure about the hyphen right now. Help me out, guys. Thoughts, feelings, emotions? Oh, well, Josh, obviously. Joshy. Bang. Yep, Jacos in. If it's wet, we can't play Cox. I don't know. I don't fully subscribe to the idea that even if it is raining, just because it's raining, we default to not playing Cox. I'm not there yet. Hill. Ah, yes. Okay. So maybe we see this. Is that harsh? Lipinski sub? What else could we do? I don't want Bobby Hill as a sub ever again. So I'm definitely not doing that. I don't know if Tom Mitchell is the answer. Lipinski is legit the most underrated player in the Pies side. Great bounce to his hair. When he's flying, mate, he's unreal. When he's flying, he's unreal. He's down like the rest of the side is. But if we were to have Lipinski start, guys, what do we do with Lipinski's magnet? Who becomes a sub? Houston has to play well wherever you put him. Yep. Guys, help me. Come on. I need your help. Lipper's pace. Okay. Who goes sub? DeGoey? I've got Hoskin Elliott out at the moment. I've got Hoskin Elliott out for the time being. I've got Ned Long out. All right. Who are our ins? We got McCreary, Cox, Hill. Yeah? That's pretty much it, isn't it? Crispy sub? Houston sub? Titch out. Better served against D's. Ooh. Guys, against the Crows, Hoskin Elliott is the only player to kick more than 1 goal against them in round 10, funnily enough. Allen sub. I haven't got him in the team, mate. I haven't got Ed Allen in the team yet. Allen should come in. But who does that push out, guys? Houston sub? Guys, if I put Allen there, yeah, what do we do with this? That's the question. Mitchell needs to come out as well. So we're going to see this. Is that what it is, guys? This is what we come to. We get rid of Mitchell and Ned Long. There's a need for speed. Remani Ella. 1. So that's 4 changes. It's a lot of changes, guys. It's too many changes, is it not? 4 changes. Is that not too many changes this time of the year? It's too many changes. I think somebody brought a stat up. We've had 30 changes over the last 7 games or something crazy. Whoever is slow out. Guys, 4 changes, too much? Yes or no? Long out. Yeah, Long is out at the moment. Lipinski sub, too slow. I'd probably keep Ed Allen as a sub. Jazza, welcome. Cox out. Nah, I'm backing in Cox. Take Cox out and keep Will Hoskin-Elliott. All right, one's in the chat if you want Cox. 2's in the chat if you want the hyphen. 1's for Cox, 2 for hyphen. Quick. In the meanwhile, what else can we look at? I think that's really it. Too many changes. It's too many changes, I know. Need Mitchell Grunt. Seems like most of the chat wants Mitchell out, though. So what the chat wants, that's what they get. Di Matteo pace in? I don't think so, man. I think Di Matteo, his time is next year. 1s and 2s. 1. We all want the great American Cox. Bro, Hill's not going to play. He trained today. The report says he's to be assessed. How do you know that with great certainty, Andreas? 2, 1. I don't know, guys. It's not unanimous. I think I'm going to make the call here. That's too many changes. I really do think that's too many changes. Yes, Hill won't be playing. How? Not even a change. Played 30 seconds. I know. Steen to cover DMAC. Not happening. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go against the groove. I think it's too many changes, yeah? So for the sake of... I know the apple cart is kind of upset already. I'm going to do this. I think this is the play, guys. I'm keeping Titch in. I don't think he was horrible against Hawthorn. Because you spoke to the club. I can't roll with that though, Andreas. You know that, right? Until it's confirmed by the club, I can't roll with that. I really can't. Why do both Long and Mitchell need to come out? Long is just out of form, mate. AB. Horribly out of form. You can't slide with that. I'm going to keep Mitchell in. So that's 3 changes. Hill, McCreary, Cox, Lipinski sub. I can't find a way to have Lipinski on the field right now. Nah, I think we just have to play it. We have to play McCreary. We really do. We need his speed. We need speed. Our game is built on speed and pressure. We don't have a forward half game if it's not present. McCreary could be the sub. I don't know. How? Hoskin-Elliott, Long. Hoskin-Elliott, Long, both slow. Bring in Hill, McCreary, Cox. If we play McCreary and he plays another hammy, though, we are screwed. I mean, ring starts that time of the year. We need all our troopers for Saturday, mate. We can't wait for Melbourne. We can't play it safe anymore. We're here. It needs to happen now. I think my picture's a little bit out of the frame here. Let me fix this. It's still my head in. I think that's better. Am I still in the frame? I think that will do. You reckon Crisp sub? Too risky. DeGoey might not play this week. I mean, he trained yesterday, didn't train today. They're probably just managing him. He probably did some work inside the gym. I reckon he plays. McCreary sub is good. Need to ease him into the game. All right, final question. 1's in the chat, McCreary sub. 2's in the chat, McCreary start. 1 sub, 2 start. It's a final for us. It is. It really is. 1 sub, 2 start for McCreary. What are we saying? So suddenly we're dropping Long and Mitchell. Unbelievable. Oh, I'm keeping Mitchell in at this point. I think you almost have to drop Ned Long. How can you keep him in? He's been a non-factor recently. 2, 1, 2s. Yeah, McCreary start. Okay. Yep, that's what I'm doing. Yep. Okay. 2 fucking. Benny, I think I missed a dono from you, mate. Bloody hell, give me a sec. Let me catch up to that. Hold on. Here we go. Sorry, mate. David King needs nourishment. Thanks to the two, brother. Yeah, it was a harsh opinion on Quaynor. I think that's you know what that is? That's just a reflection on an AFL expert who probably doesn't watch enough of Quaynor. When you have to try cover the whole league, you're gonna miss a couple of calls, and I think he's missed a call on Quaynor there. Mitchell must stay. Long needs rest. Long is a wet weather player. Cox will return. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Predictor 23. Thanks for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. And as always, go Pies. All right, that is the Predictor 23, guys. That's the recording for the video after the stream. What else are we saying, guys? What else do we want to talk about here when it comes to this Predictor 23? There's a lot of conflict in the chat. There is, of course. There's no easy answer with the players we have in question. Does Bobby Hill play? Is McCreary ready to go? Will he play sub? Will he start? Should we bring in Cox? Should we not? Lipinski, if he's to play on the field, who's the sub for him? Does McStay play in the back line? Houston, does he play on a wing? Does Josh play more midfield? Does Nick Dacos go to the back line? Will Crisp and Sidebottom play in the middle? Where do you want to start? Where do you want to start? It's messy. It's messy. Absolutely. It's a shit show, ladies and gents. Talk to me. DeGoey did not train yesterday, just mucked around. He's being managed, mate. Being managed. Hello there, Mick. You have a good feeling? Good. I'm rating how many times chat make you say Cox and keep a straight face. I said ones if you want Cox, and twos if you don't, or if you want the hyphen. And they all said ones. They want the Cox. Yeah, mate. We abuse that little pun, if you want to call it that. We abuse that little big pun in Cox. We do. What's the argument for Cox in? My argument for Cox in is McStay in the back line because we can't bring in Charlie Dean. You guys want me to put Charlie Dean in? I can do that, no problem. But I think McStay has to go in the back line. I know he didn't do great in the Hawthorn game, but he was thrusted in the back line on a full-time basis in the Hawthorn game. He'll go into this game against the Crows, mindset ready, prepared. He's in the back line. That's my argument. And when Mason is playing his best footy as a ruckman, he's one of the best he's probably close to the best tap ruckman in the league. It's just we don't see it enough. A goal or two would be nice too, Manny. Cox is better than a wet, huh? Dirty, mate. The dirty pom has entered the chat. Every time you stream, I happen to be driving. Hey, mate, focus on the road. Focus on the road. What's Teresa say? Teresa, thanks for the two. I'm so confused with this club. Hey, this is the most difficult time of the week, trying to ascertain who's going to be in this side. Very rarely do we get it right, which is why we go with many different variations of what the predicted 23 could look like. So I'll settle with that. Mason Cox could not play defense. Absolutely not. He'll be a liability. Not mobile enough. Is there a world we don't play McStay? Nah. I don't think so. Does anybody else think McStay could get dropped? I don't think so. Coxie Masterclass incoming. Love that. Is Manny on tonight? Not tonight. We'll get Manny on tomorrow. Low output from Mason is playing. Yeah, that's the risk we run, Stephanos. If we play Mason Cox, there's a risk that we play with 17 players on the field. But on the other hand, if we get the right Mason Cox peak at the right time, he plays like two players on the field. Cameron plays a tall back. Theodoraki, Darcy Cameron does that every game, my friend. When we set up defensively, he's in the back half. He's intercepting the ball already. You can't ask him to play man on man. What he does best is intercepts that ball. If we don't bring the pressure, doesn't matter who comes in, we are fucked. Exactly. That's the preface to it all, right? If the pressure's not there, don't even worry about this conversation. It's completely and utterly redundant. But say we live in a world where Collingwood have been the best pressure side over the last few years, which stands true to this day outside of the last couple of weeks. That's the baseline. The pressure, the manic pressure. Stats don't lie. Massive Cox awareness, says Rangatank. Love that. Big Coxie awareness this weekend, guys. McStay defense. Steen cover. Nah, Steen will not play, mate. Steen will not play this week. Absolutely not. Not ready. Not ready this year. Too risky. How many experiments / risks do you want to take this late in the year? 3 changes is already a lot, given how many changes we've made over the last 8 weeks. That's why I didn't bring in Ed Allen or Rowan Steele. I think 4's too many. 4's too many. Would Crisp be better on the ball to negate the outlet ball Berry provides and go quick out wide? Jacobs wing, fight fire with fire. You need to negate aerial threat off Curtin. So here's the thing. So I'll start with Curtin. The reason why I thought about keeping Hoskin Elliott is because he can play that tall aerial winger. Maybe Ed Allen can play that. I love the idea of Crisp playing in the midfield. If we look at his games, guys, Crisp, his best games in the last couple of years have been when he plays on ball. So I'd like to see more rotation for Crisp into the midfield. And then Josh Dacos on the wing, yeah. I mean, I haven't been too much of a fan of that idea, but I think certainly now could be a time. Maybe we've talked about Houston. Andreas thinks Houston half forward. I think Houston half forward's too slow. I think we thrive off the fact that we have the pressure forwards playing as high half forwards. So I keep that as it is. Love Ed Allen. Think he'll be a mainstay in our future. He's shown some good signs this year, but he's definitely still a bottom 6 type of player. But I'm sure as he grows into his body, he'll be a very versatile player. He's a winger playing. He plays as the wingman right now when he plays in the ones, but his predominant role when he adjusts to the rigors of AFL will be inside mid. Defo, their major strength if Crows is they can spread with high, allows the transition to reset and calm. Well, you look at players, the thing is what we don't have that Adelaide have, and to be fair, not a lot of teams have it. Jordan Dawson is a midfielder, but he can mark the ball and he does that on a week-to-week basis. And then they've got Curtin as a winger who can roll forward, plays that Dempsey role from Geelong, except he's taller. So if we look at AFL data, we go, like, if we look at players in the midfield, so what we'll do here is we'll go show all. And I'm sure hopefully this leans into the conversation the point I'm trying to make. Go midfielders. I would imagine Jordan Dawson takes the most contested marks out of any other midfielder in the league. There you go. There you go. 2 and 3. Ignore Jai Cully because he's only played 2 games. Curtin and Dawson, 2 players for the Crows. That's a point of difference, guys. More than 1 contested mark per game. Yeah? Let's go, who's doing that for us? Who's doing that for us in the midfield or on the wing? No one, right? Dawson is elite. Big issue is people run the tag with him. It has to be split with your third tall down back. We ran a tag and it killed us. There you go. So you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Emma, is there a world where we bring in a debutant in Noah Howes, good form in the VFL, a key forward who would fill the McStay role while he is down back? It's a risk and unlikely, but it would be cool. Don't think I'm willing to run the gauntlet on it just for it to be a cool idea though, Emma. You know what I mean? I think at least with Mason Cox, yes, he's down on form, but if we get the Mason Cox we know and love, let's run that risk. I can't risk a Noah Howes. The point of difference Mason Cox has is he can play ruck as well. Noah Howes cannot do that. Andrea says, Cox will play to allow DC to go down back and intercept, especially with Howe's absence. Jeremy Howe. Also, Adelaide's tools. McStay can't pinch it. You need him up forward. Will Hoskin Elliott possibly as a sub. All possible. All possible. Luke Parker used to mark overhead so well in 2013. Fair. Look at that. Cripsy's up there. I mean, Heaney does Heaney things. But yeah, you got two of the best contested marks in the league, in the wing position and the midfield in the one team. So that's why I can see Will Hoskin Elliott potentially remaining in the side to help with that aerial presence on the wing. But I don't think we've seen a whole lot of Hoskin Elliott on the wing this year, have we? It's mainly been in the forward line or the back line. Can anybody remember a time where Hoskin Elliott played on the wing this year? I wonder. Dawson has been allowed to run amok with no serious tag. AB, no one is debuting. It is forced due to injury. Only players with games under this belt this year would come in. I can't see Hoskin Elliott being dropped. I'll be sure to mention that in my Insta reel. I'll try and reason with 90 seconds in the bank on Instagram to justify the Predictor 23 and get absolutely roasted in the chat. Can't wait. From memory, our best... Well, Jack Crisp, he's done that from time to time this year, being an outlet, taking contested marks. So if we go teams, we can do it this way. Let's go Collingwood and Adelaide midfielders, yeah? That's, yeah. hardly, yeah? 0.2 contested marks a game, same as Nick Dacos. So, hopefully this isn't a factor. The Cox we know and love hasn't been around all year. Agreed. But that's a better risk than bringing in Noah House. I'll tell you that for free. You reckon Will Parker is a shout? Nah. I don't think so. Can anybody justify Will Parker coming in? And if so, who's out? Not ideal to play Cox if it's raining. DC is our best contested mark, probably. But he's a ruckman. Quiet! He's a ruckman. Yeah. Well, it seems like Dacos has worked on his contest in the air, particularly one-on-one. So that's worked out from this year, which is good. Tribunal has been discussing Shield's case for over 90 minutes. Crazy. Coxie can bring his rain jacket. Take Nick out of the middle and we look a bit old and slow. Fly doesn't play the kids but plays Dud Dean, unfortunately. Will Hoskin out and Houston to wing. Chuck Cox in some gum boots. Cox gets manhandled easily. That's why he jumps with one hand. Well, he gets manhandled easily, but then you could also argue that maybe he should get more free kicks than what he does get at the moment. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave it at that. I've got to edit this Predictor 23. I thank you all for being here tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow for another Pies Presser. We'll get some people onto the show to have a yarn, and all of a sudden it will be Thursday moving the Magnets, and then before we know it, we'll be beating the Crows on Saturday. Until then, guys, go Pies.